All right. Just gonna wait for Mitch to load in real quick. So quick recap from the last time we played. We did Batman. We went through. We were in the inn as we had last left. I guess I'll start from where we had left off with Mitch here last. We were at the inn, just kind of hanging out and drinking. Tobias kind of came through the back door with the body of this gnome. Let's see, Mihr had tried to go over and do some healing or whatever on this gnome, but he was already gone by the time they got there. They knew that it was a messenger from Nomengard who had been sent to kind of convey this message that there seemed to be some kind of a disturbance going on in Nomengard, and the only thing that he was able to really convey was gosh, I'm gonna have to pull up my notes here. It's been so long. No. Gnomes disappearing parents. And with such an ambiguous message, the two brothers decided to, instead of going to see the old healer to the south, to make haste to Nomengard to see if perhaps there was some danger to their parents that had been presented, or to Nomengard as a whole, just to kind of see what was going on with the loss of this friend. On the way, you guys came across this bridge and this group of bandits that apparently were the ones that had attacked this gnome messenger on his way to Mendolynn. You guys easily, pretty handedly took care of these bandits, everybody kind of having their hero moments, yourself included. I think you had a nat 20 on somebody. You did a little Clint Eastwood moment with your crossbow. And so pretty well took care of those guys. Made your way down to Nomengard. Getting into Nomengard itself, you guys were kind of immediately set upon by this. It seemed to be a broken defense machine that was in the shape of these 4 crossbows that were mounted on a spindle, and it was just kind of randomly spinning and firing off bolts. As everyone was coming around the corner, you, in your efforts to kind of help the party, you did take one of these bolts to the gut, and were kind of pinned up against the wall with one of these things. I think you're still injured from that, yeah.
I see some damage.
So you are still injured from that. That was a bolt from one of these machines before it was able to be disabled. Looking back over it, when you rolled your 21 to do your investigation to see if there was, some sort of a switch or disabling mechanism, there actually wasn't written into the adventure. But I realized that this machine might kill you all. So the next round, when it was your turn, I decided that, oh, look, you found a switch. Yay! So that's because when you asked, my 21 didn't find it? That's why I said no at the time, because it wasn't written in there. But then throughout the course of the round, I realized that you guys might all die.
Okay, I'm less angry about that now.
I decided there should be a switch in there.
Your 21 didn't find it, but Mitch's 13 did.
Yes. Oh, look at that right there. God, fuck, I don't know how the gnome missed it. That's his thing. He looks for shit like that, but he missed it somehow. Anyway, so this switch was found, and you guys did manage to save the day. So that is good. After defeating this, you guys kind of went past the waterfall, made it through the Room of Blades, and then made your way into the workshop of Namfoodle and Brenna Boomsparkles. And these guys are, I get to tell you guys to behave tonight. You boys need to mind your manners, sit up straight, eat your vegetables, because I get to be your mama and your daddy tonight, and I am going to have so much fun. Just saying. And that is kind of where we are going to find ourselves, is back in this laboratory here. So as you guys kind of come through the room, through the doorway here, obviously you guys can hear that there's quite a bit going on in this room here.
Totally normal.
Totally normal. You are actually very used to having to go into, speak with your mother or speak with your father, and like quite often like shouting over, the noise of all of this machinery and all of this stuff that is constantly going on in this chamber. And as you guys kind of come in, you immediately see your father kind of looks up from his tome, and you know that his place is, kind of usually theirs when they're doing their research. Quite often he is, researching the arcane and looking for these sorts of solutions, while your mother is busily trying to piece some kind of interesting and unique device together that can more readily and easily save the day, of course, as per usual. And you see Namfoodle kind of look up from his tome and says, "Oh, well, hello, boys. Good to see you again."
Real quick before we get into it, can you lower the volume on the sound effects a little bit?
It's very loud in this chamber.
It must be outside the chamber a little bit because I hear nothing.
Yeah, I have it at 1% and it's pretty loud.
Alright. You guys. I'm gonna have to, it's a lot of updating. Is that better?
It's a little bit quieter.
Kind of the same.
I lost it.
Here, Alabaster, move a step forward. Maybe then you'll hear it.
Yeah. Is that better?
Or do you have the tab muted?
There, that's quieter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Viva! Papa!
And Kellen jumps off dismounts the barrel crab and runs over to give his ma a hug.
okay. All right. So as you come running up, obviously she looks very happy to see you, and she says, "Oh, hello, Jellen. It's good to see you." And obviously she gives you a big hug, kind of pulls you in and gives you that motherly hug, kind of shakes you a little bit, gives you a smooch on the side of your head.
I feel like it's been forever.
Well, you've been down in Fandelen for so long. It's good to see you come back.
We're doing great things, great things. Come on, come say hi. Come on.
Why is it hiding in there?
Come on.
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking. I mean, death traps.
And hi to your brother, or your roommate.
Sorry, I have a brother who. But yes, no, I'm sorry. Just thinking, the Whirling Death Blades, going through the trap and magical equivalent of what that could be. We should make those traps invisible. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Do you like my little extras?
I can't get him to play D&D, but he'll come back and bother me about it.
Which one is the loudest one? Sorry, I'm still trying to turn this down a little bit.
I was gonna say, yeah, 'cause that's really loud.
You guys, it's a very loud workshop.
Is this multiple sound effects?
Yeah. I'm turning them all down to 0.05. You guys are good.
will we have to reset our streams in order for the change to take effect?
I don't think so.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah, that's way quieter.
Okay.
Ugh.
I turned them all down as low as they can go. Is that better?
It is, thank you.
Okay. Okay. So as you're kind of calling for Kellen, I'm probably not going to get these voices straight throughout the course of this. You hear Namfoodle says, "Oh, come on out of there, Kellen. What are you doing in one of those infernal machines anyway?"
I blame my brother.
Have you turned to the dark side then?
No, it's just okay. Look, I can appreciate some of the technology that Jellen likes. Okay, he convinced me. I didn't want to do it, and he's like, "No, Mom."
He came to his senses.
I didn't come to my senses. Wait, I mean,
Says the man in the robot crab.
Technology, yes, like the sanity ray your mother wants to build to fix the king, of course. Ridiculousness.
That's an amazing idea. I want to hear more about that, but I gotta introduce you to our new friends. Be cool. Hey, this is Dell, and this is Alabaster, and this is Lanariel.
they're acquaintances.
Very interesting company you're keeping these days, dearie.
They helped save our lives.
Well, very nice for you all to show up here and take up so much room and everything. But, make yourself as comfortable as you can, of course.
Hey, but more importantly, I mean, I'm glad we're back and we're greeting everyone. We heard you were in trouble. You guys seem fine.
Oh, what do you mean you heard we were in trouble, dear?
We came in to nowhere, and then I think also from that poor man who got killed on the messenger.
Garen
What?
was ambushed by bandits on the way
What?
to
Oh, dear.
Mendolynn, and he got killed.
Oh, no. What? How did you guys find out, then?
We
We were in Mendolynn and sort of. I mean, the man has some stones. I mean, he died like full-on warrior's death. He sort of dragged himself to town, filled with arrows, and sort of died on quote-unquote doorstep, almost.
He was always a tough sort, but gosh, that's remarkable. I'll have to go visit his sister.
Yeah.
So, how did you hear that we were in trouble? It's not us, dear, that's in trouble. It's the king. He's gone a bit loony.
what happened?
Well, he seems to think that a rug came alive and tried to eat him, and now he has locked himself in his chambers with Nerkly, and nobody's seen either one of them for days now. And now all of a sudden, some gnomes went missing, and, well, we're not really sure what's going on here.
Okay, so I know that this might be just a touch far-fetched, but maybe the rug did attack him? You got gnomes going missing, so that, and honestly, looking around, and I promise I don't mean any offense by this, I really don't think a rug eating people would be that weird.
Well, I'm sure where you come from, it's not that weird, darling, but, we like, reality-based answers, of course, around here. And seriously, a rug that comes alive and tries to eat somebody, well, that's just a little too far-fetched, isn't it now, dearie?
Oh, but a giant mechanical crab that can house fucking gnomes is not far-fetched? Come on!
Hey, so the kings are in trouble, huh? Maybe we should go see what's going on with go visit them, see what's happening. Maybe we can help somehow. But first, so we came across a ballista. an automatic repeating arrow mounted device, and we seem to have taken a little bit of damage. Do you have any convalescent utility response engineering that you could apply to me and my friend over here, Alabaster?
Yes, dear. I'm sure we can find something from the kitchen. We'll get something for you guys right away.
Thanks, Mom.
Turning
Alabaster just thinks to himself, the kitchen?
the kitchen. Yeah, turn to Dad and like, Dad, isn't the whole rug coming to life thing a thing? Isn't that a magical thing?
I've tried to tell her this, of course. She doesn't ever want to listen to anything that, seems to be too fantastical.
Yeah, no, that's... Yeah.
Of course, I've told her that there's spells and other things that could make inanimate objects move and things of this nature, but she seems to think that somehow he's just gone mad. And if that's the case, why wouldn't we just put him in a straitjacket instead of building a sanity ray? It's ridiculous.
Well, like, what type of mad? Because, we've got... Actually, just... all sort of race in general can seem a little mad to a lot of other people. Are you, like, mad like he's off his rocker, ready to, like, bite his own finger off? Or just mad with, like, inspiration?
While
I
he's
believe it's
saying
the
this,
fullness.
oh, sorry. While he's saying this, like, Jellen's, like, going through all the little knickknacks and pieces and things that weren't here the last time he was here. You're just looking at things going,
This is good. This is good.
Lanariel's just looking at Alabaster, just going.
See, that's what this like that. A little loopy, but not exactly that.
Alabaster just trying to calculate how hard this is to make the gold. This thing's like, this is getting expensive.
Okay, and yeah, Dill's just kind of kicking up against the wall. He just kind of got his arms crossed, leaning up against the wall, just kind of observing. He just kind of got this small little smile on his face, like he's just kind of amused by everything that's happening.
Religious people.
Okay. So as you guys are kind of hanging out, you do see a gnome kind of comes in, and Brenna definitely gives instruction to go get some of the special wine from the kitchen for the visitors.
That's the way to heal my wound.
It's true. And you guys know that there's a mushroom garden that does grow just at the base of the waterfall. There's an island there that grows several varieties of mushrooms there. Some are used for food, some are used for fuel, and then some are used for the creation of this gnomish wine. That's actually a very well-regarded drink in the area. But you know that there is a extra special wine that seems to have a bit of a restorative something to it. So
Jellen runs over to where I think the kitchen is and retrieves the wine. And a bunch of, actually...
Well, she sent a gnome off to go get some.
Oh, there was somebody else here.
Yeah, gnome had kind of come in, and she kind of spoke with them for a minute, and sent them off to go get some refreshments and some of this gnomish wine.
And I'll tell our very skeptical-looking Alabaster that she's not just trying to liquor you up or anything. It actually has some restorative property.
Oh, I wouldn't mind if she was trying to liquor me up.
I tried to do the Alabaster, the voice. I think I nailed it 1 out of 3 times.
Oh, that's good.
I did okay. Well, after we played together for a while, I'll be able to do it better.
At least I didn't make you do Rafiki's voice.
Rafiki, I can do that.
Okay.
Okay, so what else did you guys want to chat with your parents here about?
Well, I mean, we suffered. The gnomes who were missing? Dead?
Yeah, Orin and Warren are missing?
Yes, indeed. They seem to have gone missing in the last few days, of course, and it's only driven the king into further madness. They'll no longer even come out of the room at this point.
Hey, at least he's not locked in because he's afraid of dragons. Actually, we're sort of also here to tell you guys about the recent increase in dragon attacks. I think it's a white dragon that's going around scaring the crap out of people.
Cryobane, the white dragon, is fearsome, I hear.
Well, of course we've heard about the dragon deer sending all their orcs out of the hills in droves and legions. Troublesome lot they are. Oh, I'm sorry, dearie. No offense.
She just narrows her eyes, says nothing.
I mean, are you really concerned about orcs? I mean, you're half over as elves and you care that much?
Hey, so we came here to try to find maybe some gadgets that could help out Mendolynn. You know, we see if you've made any improvements on some of your conjuration. Well, I mean that's not really not gonna help. We really need more things like these crab tanks. We need things like this.
Kellen, come on, okay? Look, I even was nice and said, I might have liked the crab, but don't just disregard me and Dad's work, okay? Conjuration can help a lot of people.
Indeed, son. In fact, I think I may have come upon a solution. And then as he starts talking, Brenna immediately cuts him off, and she's like, whatever, we already know that that's not going to work. You're going to try to cast something, and it's going to turn into a puff of fairies or something. You know the wild magic just destroys everything you try to do here.
I mean, come on. We've had some success. It's not all bad. It's always put us down so quickly, Mom.
And you do see that Namfoodle definitely seems to be kind of like a little bit grumpy about this admonishment from his wife, knowing full well that Nomengard is riddled with wild magic, and any attempts at magic within Nomengard proved to have very fantastic and obviously wild results. So his ability to say that a magical effect is going to be what he says it's going to be is not always true within the walls of Nomengard.
Hey, we don't sit there and get all riled up and you guys mess up and halfway blow us the kingdom come. And yes, speaking of malfunctioning devices, and as this gnome does come back in, and he hands you guys each. He's got like a little tray with some cups on it, some nice clay cups. Hand you guys each some cups, and you guys take a drink. Anyone that's wounded, go ahead and roll a 1d4 for hit points. And you guys definitely, even if you're not wounded, you definitely feel refreshed. You feel more relaxed. You feel more contented and at ease from this beverage. I share some with John.
You got a point back. You notice that. You notice that Dell actually kind of holds up a hand at the gnome, and he just kind of declines with a nod. He says, "Alas, it is forbidden."
I'll take his.
I still need help.
Okay, now Kelly, you can have it. Yeah, that's right. Your turn. It just tastes pretty good.
It does. It does taste delicious. And as Jellen comes running over, I'll get that straight one of these days, and kind of grabs the cup out of the gnome's hand and greedily drinks it down, definitely getting that needed 3 hit points back. Yes, of course. Yes, your fabulous and wondrous devices almost killed our son, of course, but, definitely reliable, right?
It's called progress.
To death.
Hey, you can't make an omelet without breaking the 2 eggs. Even if the eggs are my ribs.
Although we get all the clout for using magic trying to progress our own stuff, but you guys almost kill each other. with crossbow bolts and things that go wild.
And you almost kill yourselves with conjuring demons and devils. And you know what? We've talked about this. So.
Oh, actually, that makes a good point. Hey, Mom, Dad, you should meet my new familiar. I thought it was gonna be normal, and this was happening. Actually, it actually might be because of normal guard. And we'll drop, show yourself.
Where did you cast that spell?
Right outside of the bandit attack. So it actually makes a whole lot of sense.
Okay. You actually don't get a response. And you see your father kind of looking at you with this kind of curious, like a quizzical look, and you see your mother kind of looking at you for a second. She said, "You've gotten into the silly mushrooms again, haven't you, son?"
No, it's okay. Look, I am not freaking out. I summoned a familiar, and normally they're supposed to come as like small animals, but I think because of the whole wild magic thing, I got a demon. His name is Jot. Very useful. It's just he's invisible right now and probably out doing something.
So now you've taught our son to summon demons. Is that what I'm hearing over here?
No, it's not Dad's fault. Okay,
And you see Namfudo become instantly flustered and unable to respond.
I've been with him the entire time, and I haven't seen anything of the sort. Have you guys seen something like this?
I just want to go back to these silly mushrooms.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Why do we focus on the bad thing?
How does one acquire these mushrooms? I mean, like, not for me, obviously, but like...
Oh, yeah, clearly it's for a friend. Yeah,
I'll
Well, that
be
makes
the friend.
sense.
Shut up, Jellen. Just shut up.
Speaking of the dragon, it does seem to be necessary for something to be done about this at some point. What was it that you came in search of?
Well, first off, you know I've been looking for it, but have you come across any smoke powder yet?
No, son. We have not come across any smoke powder.
No black powder? No bloom dust?
That's not even what we're here for.
No Ifrit Standrift? No dragon dingleberries? No primordial pepper? No
You
nitrocellulose?
realize
Okay.
that your last 36 letters over the last 4 years have all requested black powder.
No.
36 sounds kind of small.
See? See, I knew it! I needed to say
Really,
more!
Alabaster? Really? You wanna exasperate this? Shut up! Shut up!
Communication, it's key!
You are not helping, sir.
For him,
No
it
more
seems
wine for
small.
you!
He gets it!
For me, that would
He
be a
gets
lot.
it! He knows the importance of establishing a network of communication. I've got this idea. We'll see. But yes, we need things to help renovate the town of Mendolynn and perhaps protect the populace.
So pretty much take
If
anything
you
and
could give
everything.
us some trinkets, we'd be on our way. Happily on our way.
Wait, we're not leaving until we find out the norms, so.
If I could even take one of these one of these crabs, I'd be able to reverse engineer it and perhaps build even more.
Wait, do you need to why would you need to reverse engineer it? Mom made it, she can just tell you how!
Well, I'm a little concerned about giving the schematics to the humans, you know. They're so warmongering and everything, you never know what they'll do with it.
I mean, that really does make sense.
He actually-
honestly, that's fair.
Well,
You
Bob,
see Dell's leaning up against the wall and he just nods.
Bob,
maybe
you're
not.
being overcautious.
And before we can say overcautious, Jellen stops and he flashes back to the fight they were just in, and it's a quick shot of like Lanariel chopping a dude in half, Alabaster blasting a dude off the cliff, and then like Dell like smashing a dude's head in with a club. He's like,
that makes sense.
Maybe something less useful, but less warmongery.
Perhaps you can have the one, dear, but we do need to keep the other as a prototype. We've only built the two so far.
Okay, that's all I need.
So we are done here, right? We can
No.
go collect our gold.
Well, as far as trinkets, I suppose you could have this. And she like goes and reaches down to her belt, and you just kind of hear a little click, and she just kind of whips her hands towards you. Let's see who's here. Towards you, Kellen, and you see all of a sudden you see her keys. Like she's got this big key ring with a bunch of keys on it. It just kind of comes flying over this brazier that's in the middle of the room in your direction. Go ahead and roll a dexterity check to try and catch those.
Talk about this. Stop just throwing things at me.
I haven't been able to hit you yet, but your mom's gonna.
You're lucky it's not a chunkla.
Yep, there you go. Wasn't ready.
Smacked with a sandal.
Sandal to the face. I actually saw this video of this mom, and it is this Mexican girl and her mom, and she's like sassing her mom super tough, right? And there's another third person that was holding the camera. She's sassing her mom super tough, and she just takes off down there in the middle of the street, and she just takes off running down the street, and her mom straight up takes like 2-3 steps forward, takes off her fucking sandal, and just blah, 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 blah. And it goes like, 50 yards maybe down the fucking road and hits this girl right in the back of the fucking head, dude. And she just dropped, dude, to the fucking pavement. She gets up, she's like, ah! Like everybody around was just fucking laughing, dude. It was great. It was the best thing I ever seen. I was like, Mexican mama, sandals, don't fuck with it, dude.
It is true and not a lie. And it ain't
not a lie. I happen to have a Mexican mama, I know. Anyway, funny story. So you get hit with La Chancla. So you're not quite quick enough. You do try and grab it, and it just kind of hits you in the chest and then bounces to the ground in front of you. And she just kind of looks at you with this like slightly disappointed look, shakes her head a little bit. Yes, well, if you were the mechanical-minded sort, perhaps you would have caught the thing. But go ahead to the treasury there. I'm sure you can find something there that could be useful.
Lizards.
Oh, screw you! Like you would have caught it. I pick up the keys and toss them at him.
I cast...
Roll a dexterity check.
Can I cast guidance on myself before I do this?
I think it's a little late for that. Is that a reaction?
No, it's not.
It is not.
Is that sleight of hand or pure dexterity?
Just dexterity.
Oh, fuck off.
As you fling it out, he just whoosh, just easily snatches it. And your mom looks over at him and says, huh? Mechanical mind. I told you every time.
Luck. Just pure and utter luck. Fate's against me.
It's mathematics. Mathematics works every time, son. I'm telling you.
You think mathematics isn't part of arcane casting? We have formulas just like you do.
Jellen walks over very slowly, very cautiously, holds out the keys.
It's okay. It's okay. One day you'll learn. You'll learn.
He puts his finger to your lips and shushes you.
He grabs your hand with his left and very softly places the keys in your hand, in the palm of your hand with his right.
Okay, it's okay.
We'll get through this.
Every time.
This is why I was an orphan.
That shit is dark.
Okay. So you have the keys. You do know that through this pathway over here, going through here and taking a left, there's a treasury down that way where the gnomes kind of keep their treasured items. Anyone wants to go check that out, you are more than welcome to.
This the right door.
It's unlocked. It is. Alright. So as you enter into the treasury, you find yourself in a room that is cluttered. It contains a jumble of non-functional gnomish gizmos, as well as loose gears, twisted bits of metal, and other scraps that the gnomes use to cobble together their new inventions. For most civilizations, this would not indeed be considered a treasury, but instantly, Jellen's eyes light up in seeing all of these gizmos and devices.
I forgot how much we had. Woo! And he
starts picking through things.
I mean, I
looking for anything
generally
useful.
think of like treasure. Like this is just like junk.
I am quite disappointed.
Okay, hey, okay, don't be that way.
The rogue in the group's like, what the fuck?
It's like none of
King
this is even
Gadget.
worth stealing.
So you guys gonna dig through this stuff? I know Jellen's already probably upended. All you see is little gnomish feet kicking in the air as he is digging through this pile of trinkets and treasures. So as you guys do kind of go through this, it does take a little bit of time. How much time are you going to spend looking around in here?
I'll let Jellen look around for like maybe half an hour before I pull him away from it.
No, we gotta be looking for a half hour. I'm gonna need some more wine.
You know what? You go and join the line. Just go away.
Okay. Does anyone want to try and look with a different set of eyes?
I'm gonna try and help them look by like moving away and moving any of the big things for them, since I'm like the only one with strength.
Okay.
It's true.
Alright, you might be, muscle power. I got brain power.
I'm sorry, did you just call me stupid?
I said you were strong, and then I said I was strong in a different way.
So Jellen's moving around, and he's pushing across some stuff, and he gets to a corner that he can't reach. He's trying to push the engine out of the way, and then he just sees Lanariel just like pick it up and heft it effortlessly with one hand over her shoulder. It's like slow motion. Oh, I just
And her hair kind of flows. Her hair flows a little bit as she kind of turns with it to move it.
He just falls
It's all
back into a
slow
pile of
motion.
junk.
After about this half an hour mark, you see Dell kind of finally walk into the room. He's kind of scratching his head, and he's like, so we're going to be about this all day then, what? Can I help out here or something? And you see him just kind of like wave his hand, and he kind of mutters this incantation. Something glowing over there, and there's something glowing over there. You're welcome. He turns around and walks out of the room.
You guys find that? I'm gonna try and while they take his direction. Can I like tap into the normal connection I have with my familiar and try to see where what the fuck Jada is?
Okay. Roll a 1d4.
Alright. 3.
Okay. You start trying to mentally communicate, and this is like a new thing that you had just established, this connection with this other mind, this other being. And you're trying to kind of go into yourself and find this place, and you feel like you're starting to find the tendrils of this connection, and then like just something just comes in. It's almost like in your mind, in your mind space. It's almost like this purplish cloud that just kind of randomly comes through and just wipes it away. And you get a sense that the wild magic of this place seems to be affecting your connection with your familiar.
Josh could be dealing with anything. Josh, represent yourself. I'm scared for you.
Okay. So looking around, Jellen, given the direction from Dell, you do find a couple of items in here. You find... let's see. Can I just show this to you? How do I do? Yeah. I just found something that Roll20 is better at. I say that out loud.
Audible gasp.
Audible gasp. Let me see if I can do it this way. Aha. He has a brain. So if you guys look in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th tab, it looks like a little blue package. Under items, you'll see something called a clockwork amulet, or you should. Hopefully, that worked right.
I think that's the 4th tab for me. Items directory?
Yes.
4th tab for us.
Yeah, 4th tab.
Okay.
The tiny clockwork emeralds, interlocking gears, powered by magic mechanism. With clockwork predictability, creatures that on gear transfer entity, and whirling noises coming from within. Make an attack all the time that you can forego a roll, a d20 roll to get a 10 on the die. Once you use it, you can't use this again for the next time. No. Cool.
Okay. So you find this clockwork amulet, and you also find, you should see the pole of collapsing in there as well now. And that is a 10-foot... While you're holding this 10-foot pole, you can use an action to speak a command word and cause it to collapse into a 1-foot-long rod for ease of storage. The pole's weight doesn't change. You can use an action to speak a different command word and cause the rod to revert to a pole. It will only elongate as far as the surrounding space allows. So basically it's like one of those bow sticks, like those new ones that condense down into the little thing, and you can just go... and then all of a sudden have a bow staff. Have you seen those?
I haven't seen it in real life, but I'm familiar with the original Dragon Ball Goku Power Pole Ascend.
There you go.
Or Sun Wukong. They have both of them.
Yeah.
So,
Actually, that new Sun Wukong game, I forget what it's called, it seemed pretty cool. I just saw a trailer, but it's like Black something.
Black Myth.
Yeah, Black. There we go, Black Myth. That was a really cool trailer.
cool. I have not seen that yet. I'll have to look for it. I'm just waiting for Baldur's Gate 3.
Aren't we all?
Let's make a guild, guys. Alright, so... You do find these 2 items amidst this buried pile of junk in here. Do you guys like my decorations? I spent so much time putting on because I'm a nerd like that, goddammit. Alright, so Bill's gonna go back this way. Into this loud ass chamber. Sorry that was so loud. Still trying to get some of this stuff figured out. Alright.
This is some good stuff.
Yeah,
Anybody
no,
want a
cool.
bowl?
I mean, you don't want the pole? I want the pole.
Quarterstaff, is that a finesse weapon?
No. Strength-based period.
I can't use that shit.
Well, I mean, it's a class of pole. I don't think we're really meant to use it as a bludgeoning weapon.
Okay.
That's true. Then Jellen picks up the pole and the amulet, and he's just kind of running around.
See? It's not junk. It's good stuff.
And he's extending the pole and retracting and extending, and he's just waving the amulet around.
Dell just turns around and goes back into the other room.
Wait, Dell, come back. Can't you tell us what this does? You found it. You know what it does?
He's in the other room at this point. You'd have to go.
I go chasing after him.
Okay.
We saw the descriptions there, but you're right. That's not exactly RP. If I could take 10 minutes to investigate or to identify what these things are, I would.
Yeah, of course. Do you want to do that in there or back in the main chamber?
If I'm being honest, I don't even know if Jellen would leave the area. I think he might just like sit down right where he is.
Start investigating right then and there?
Yeah, and start identifying right there.
Okay. Alright, so as the rest of the group kind of filters back into this room, what do you guys have anything else? Nemfoodle does kind of step over to the side and says, well, there must be a solution to this situation with the kings. We're going to have to come to some kind of a solution. I still think we put a straitjacket on him until we figure it out personally, if he's gone mad.
Sounds really good. Good luck with that.
Does, like, the rug still exist somewhere? Like, has anyone with, like, all their magic-y nonsense looked at the rug?
It's not nonsense.
Yeah, whatever. You sound like the elves.
Quiet voice in the background. Not nonsense.
He says it was the rug in the throne room. But several of us have been in there since then, and nobody's been attacked or eaten by it.
Perhaps your good king is just a little insane. Maybe you should elect a new one.
Yeah, that's why I want to build a sanity ray over here. Just give him a quick little zap, and then he's just going to go right back to normal.
Yeah,
does that even work?
That's
Don't question, dear. Let's just collect our gold.
She turns around.
You're right. You're right.
Starts tinkering again on this device that she seems to be working on over here. And you see Nemfoodle just kind of rolls his eyes, and he kind of looks over at you, Kellen. Says, son, it's time for you to come around here and take a look at the big book. And he kind of motions over to the side, and you see here in front of him, and I've been eyeing this book for a long time, and you know that it is the collected knowledge of Nomengard and their magical learnings. And he comes over and unlocks that for you. And as you open the door and swing open, it's almost like this whoa kind of a moment, like you've been waiting your whole life to come through this door and be able to read through this tome that stands before you. Go ahead and click that square that's right in front of it.
Oh, the magic of Nomengard. Awesome.
Because there's pop-ups.
Wow. The Terminal Title is a spellbook that the Rock Gnomes of Nomengard share. Its ancient cover has gnomish runes and arcane scrawlings all across its surface and down the spine. The title reads Magic of Nomengard, in Gnomish and in smaller and common. And it contains wizard spells. Awesome. Okay, this is about time. Let's get you with it. I ignore everything else and just read the book.
And as you're diving into this, like even lovingly touching the edges of the book and running your fingers down the spine as you're about to crack it open, as you just kind of dive right into it, flipping the pages and pouring yourself into this tome, you just kind of hear this fading chuckle as you leave the room of your father, kind of chuckling, as he recognizes your arcane, your quest for arcane knowledge, your thirst for more. As you dive into this tome, he kind of turns back towards the rest of the group here. Says, well, rest of you are an interesting lot. Where do you hail from?
I'm from Colmere to the south. No way south. You probably have never been near it.
I have not been there myself, but I have heard of this place. You've come a long way, sir.
Yes. Little travel, little business. Lots of pleasure.
I started going into Dell there a little bit. Damn it. And do you miss?
Oh, no, just like some forest to the east? Which way is east? I don't understand anything when I'm in this building. Up? Can east be up? I'm very confused.
You just hear like this kind of muttered under her breath comment that you don't understand come from Brenna over working on her machine.
Roll perception.
She's just gonna ignore it. She already knows this lady doesn't like her.
She doesn't. Well, she doesn't like anyone that's not a gnome. So it's not just you. Yeah. Okay. To the east is this way. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm going that way.
You say you come from the forest, from the Elflands.
Yeah. Why is that always so difficult for people to understand?
I mean, because you're, and then there's, because, and then they were at war with the.
Jellen runs in at this moment. He's like, "Look at all the cool stuff I found!"
She's just sitting there, like, head tilted, like, what is it you're trying to say?
I found a clockwork amulet and this pole that extends.
Hey,
Wow, this is good stuff.
Thank Garfunkel. And then you see Nampoodle turn to you, Jellen, and says, "Oh yes, I have forgotten that those were in the treasury. Of course, if something that you feel could help you, then you're free to take."
I think that with these devices and with one of the crabs, I might be able to reverse engineer that and really apply this to my to our storefront that we're gonna be opening up.
Just make sure the humies don't get our technology, dear.
It'll be fine.
Like we wanted.
I mean, your mom just continues working on her machine.
But perhaps
Okay,
before
so-
we go back, we should see. Is there any chance we'd be able to visit the kings?
Yeah, I kind of want to see this rug that, like, eats people. That's, like, kind of cool.
Me too. I mean, if this were something that could be reverse engineered, maybe we could also turn this into a flying carpet.
Okay, like, not everything needs to be reverse engineered to be kind of cool.
Oh, maybe we don't visit the man-eating rug. Or gnome-eating, sorry.
I mean, like, I'm not a gnome and you're not a gnome, so we should be fine. I probably can't eat anything as big as we are anyways.
I mean, what we came for, we've got. So we could just go collect our 50 gold and let these people, solve their own problems.
Well, we've already come all this way, right? It seems an awful bit of a shame just to leave them in their plight.
I also feel like, I mean, like, I don't necessarily, I mean, I care about their plight, yeah, but, like, if we saved their king, or, like, Poopty wasn't, like, totally nutsos, or whatever, like, they kind of owe us. That could be useful.
Favors I do understand, so yes, I'm all about favors.
I guess as long as you get something out of it, dearie?
Yes.
Let's go. Let's visit them. See this rug that might eat me. What would be more comfortable in this situation right now?
You are excitable young man, aren't you?
You have to be. Science!
I think it's just like a gnome thing. Like, they have energy.
Kellen over there is a lot chiller, I'm just gonna say.
What? Is someone calling me? No? Okay, never mind.
Go back to reading.
We're gonna go investigate the king's chambers, the throne room. Would you like to join us? You're done reading over there?
Kellen, we gotta go see Nurgle and Corbus. Come on!
You guys go ahead. This is gonna take me a while.
Kellen!
Nope, go away.
You know he's just gonna scream your name until you, like,
No one cares.
follow.
Okay,
But
so
then, like, we have to hear it.
Live with it.
Wait a minute. The other gnome doesn't have to go, but we have to go.
So Jellen
I mean, I
would
could
like to
try
get
and
back
take
into
him.
the crab.
Okay.
Less likely to get eaten by a rug in the crab.
How do I mount the crab again?
I need you to ask me that question more times.
I need to get deep inside this crab. I need to penetrate in some orifice so I can enter and manipulate it.
You have
I wish I knew
officially...
any adults at this point. Because I really could use one right now.
Did I put the crab inside you?
Yes, you did.
Oh, God!
Now I'm enjoying myself.
Awkward. Oh, it's securely... The crab is securely locked to a mount. Hold on.
Barrel crab has mounted Jellen.
I feel like that's gonna be like really painful for Jellen. The crab's like a lot
You'd be
bigger
surprised.
than he is.
But very entertaining for us.
Also true.
How do I unmount it now?
Take your crab mounting somewhere else, please. There are people trying to study arcane secret.
I'll show you my secret.
And this is why people think wizards are boring.
You are permanently mounted to this crab, sir. Alright, let's try with this one.
All you do is like read books. How dull can you be?
I know, right?
And then that's at the same time, Jellen's scratching down notes, turning gears, hitting buttons.
Alright, you are now properly mounted.
Jellen is going to attempt to make his way over to Kellen and grip him with one of the crab claws.
Okay,
General.
that's a 10-foot cliff right there.
Can you go around to the other side?
Yeah.
The door and back?
Mm-hmm.
Nope, close the door.
And then Fudo has the key.
So close the door. Okay.
How come you're not on the center of it? That's weird. Alright.
No, wait.
Can you see... Let me do this, because you're going to need to be able to see this as well. If you look up, can you see the known magic items folder? I just saved it.
Yes.
Okay. So the apparatus Aquila should be in there?
Oh, yeah.
200 hit points?
No, that's actually not accurate.
Okay, I was
No,
like,
it looks fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's
And an AC of 20? Like, shit, this thing's more powerful than I am.
no, it's a less powerful version of this. I just haven't adjusted it.
I don't know. The stats say one thing, man. So I'm gonna go off.
I'm gonna slide
Rules is written. It's AC 15, 30 hit points, strength score of 10. The rest of it is fine. Or is it 2d to 6? I wonder. Can you edit that?
Yeah.
It's 2d4 on the damage instead of 2d6, so that'll have to be edited. They literally link the apparatus Aqualish, but then they put different stats in the text. And I'm like, why don't you just put the thing in there with the stats that you want it to have?
Is his plus to hit still 8?
I doubt it.
I was going to say it seems a little high for...
Yeah, I should have
D4.
done this. It's my fault. Slacker GM. Plus 2 to hit. That's much more reasonable for first level.
We bump it to +3, maybe?
Oh, I just
All right,
saw
here we go.
re-engineer it back to the original.
Okay.
Updated and saved, I hope.
Yeah,
I hope that shows for everybody.
it updated in real time on my screen as well.
So go ahead and roll 1d20 plus 2 to try and grab your brother.
Not trying to do damage, just trying to...
Grapple me.
If you roll a natural 1, you clearly don't have enough control over this device to have proper non-damaging functionality.
So roll...
That doesn't scare me at all.
What, a gnome? A gnome with a contraption that could possibly hurt you? Fucking Jellen is a rock star.
Do I get to die?
18.
You were face deep in your book, sir.
Would that be 19? Instead of plus 2.
Yeah, it should have been a +2.
Yeah.
Oh, I put +1. Sorry.
I feel like you were intently very much so in your book. And so you suddenly feel this metal grasp around your waist, and as you're reading, you're just suddenly like, whoop, as you're pulled backwards away from this book.
Come on, Jellen. You know how long I've been waiting. Stop it. Stop it. No, put me down.
You can keep reading. We're just gonna go visit this way.
And he's gonna...
Why do you need me?
He's gonna carry Kellen while they go and try to visit Nerkly and Korbaz.
Not okay. Bastard.
What are we going to do with this lot?
Oh, I don't know. Follow him, I guess.
Get me down.
Your camera went green, Gigi.
Yeah, I know. I'm not sure why.
There she is. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm here. Haha. All right.
Green screen.
My green screen. Yay. Well, you're in the lead.
I don't know where we're going.
Where are we going, Alabaster?
I have never been here before.
Follow me.
Where are we going?
Where did he go? I can't even see you.
He went over
Why is
there.
this place so dark?
Why is this
So you would
terrible?
know that passageway going this way leads to the king's personal chambers, and this way over here is going to lead to the throne room.
How do I turn on the lights for the crab again?
I think I have to do it for you. Did that do it? Yeah.
Looks like it, yeah.
And then as you rotate the token, it will turn the light as well.
Awesome. Did we mention...
Cool, huh?
Yes.
Oh!
You need a light, right?
Yes, that'll do. That'll do, little one.
Technology!
And then he goes on.
I hate you right now.
Oh dear.
Or I mean, like, you
What have I
can
signed
be able
on
to
for?
See in the dark.
I've been asking that question all day.
We signed on for 50 gold.
Yes. But
Just
who
at that
did I
point.
sign on with?
Yeah, I don't think I'm qualified to answer that. I feel like I would have need to gone to some sort of college, like probably not a wizard one, but like some other one.
What's wrong with the wizard one?
Okay.
I just don't think it gives me qualifications to answer the question of basically what's wrong with you guys.
There's nothing wrong with us.
Dell just walks off up ahead.
Throne room first? It might be a little invasive if we go straight to their personal quarters. Maybe we should check the throne room and be a little more legitimate with our business.
We're already down here. You guys coming or?
I don't seem to have a choice. I look back at fucking Jellen.
Do any of us?
Look at that. It's so pretty.
It's kind of small. I mean,
I'm like staring down at the rug, like looking for signs of teeth or anything that could be like an eating device. I don't think this rug actually like eats people. Like you need a mouth to do that.
When Jellen comes in here, he walks in with Kellen and says,
I forgot how big it is in here.
Throne room to be proud of.
I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. Sorry.
What? A 20 by 20 throne room isn't large for you people?
Why is that so loud still?
no, this is kind of small.
Well, we don't need all the fancy excess space humans like.
Well, I mean, but like, where are you supposed to keep all your subjects when they come in to talk to you? Like, you can fit like 5 or 8 people in here.
You're not
Do you
supposed to have
not,
a whole crowd?
Do you have like only like 5? Oh, how small is the kingdom? Are there only a few gnomes?
Well, for the love of God, you don't have like a giant crowd coming and talk to the rulers. They request, there's a form, you have to fill out, and you come in and have a personal meeting, like one-on-one, so you know you're being listened to.
There's a form you have to fill out? Like, that seems weird.
It's really
How many
aggravating when
rulers
you're just
do you
trying to
have?
build a couple bombs and they make you fill out a whole bunch of forms.
Hey, look, it's all about order, okay?
Jellen.
Okay. That's as low as I can turn the music. Sorry, guys.
I think the music's like off for me, but that's fine.
Is it off?
I don't know about anybody else.
Or,
I didn't hear any music.
really?
I hear crackling fire. And my playlist and ambient sounds are pretty far up. Yeah, crackling fire is all I hear. I don't hear the music.
Okay, that's all I hear too. I thought that might be the music.
Weird. It's playing for me on my one screen.
Yeah, I can hear it when you're talking through your mic.
Yeah. Same.
Well, since we don't have anybody watching, I'm going to kill that other...
Just keep talking, John.
Oops. It's so weird. I'm just going to refresh real quick. Okay. So you guys do enter into this chamber, and you do see that there are a couple of torches burning on the wall there, as well as the 2 braziers over by the thrones. You do see that there are obviously the 2 matching thrones kind of set up on the dais in the middle of the chamber there. Obviously a couple of supporting columns in the center of the room. Other than that, you don't really seem to see anything out of sorts in the chamber. Is everybody in this room?
Yeah, I'm just Jellen's gonna put down Kellen in the room. And he's going to jump out of the Jellen's gonna jump out of the crab himself and start rigging up the right equipment to utilize a magical detection.
So does that mean that I shouldn't just like try and lift up the rug? Maybe there's something underneath it. Maybe that's what it is.
If you guys click your tokens or move them now, you should hear.
I now hear music, yes.
I hear it, yes.
Okay, so as you guys come in here, sorry I had to fix that real quick.
Oh, and Jellen's going to be ritual casting detect magic, which is really him. One second. He kind of takes like he squats down a little bit and he holds the straps of his backpack and he yells out,
Activate Arcano Detecto version 6.9.1.1!
and you hear, and his backpack flap opens up, and very slowly over the course of 10 minutes, you see an antenna coming out of his backpack for just 10 minutes. slowly. Yeah.
Okay. As you're doing that, and this is very slowly happening, you see Dell kind of step forward, and he kind of crouches down, and he just takes his mace and he kind of pokes at the rug a little bit, and then after a moment, he kind of reaches out and he grabs it and just lifts it up real fast, and then he like puts it down and then lifts it up, and then you just kind of start shaking it a little bit. I feel like it would have tried to eat me by now. I
mean, is there like anything under it?
He starts yanking on it a little bit. Do you want to help him try and move it?
Yeah, I'll help him move it.
Okay. You guys do try and move it a little bit, but you don't see anything. The stone underneath obviously looks a little bit less worn and cleaner. But other than that, it just kind of looks like the stone underneath of it. Alabaster. Actually, everybody go ahead and roll me a perception check. Look at old Kellen over here with his 20. I suppose that includes Dell. Okay. So, Kellen, you were kind of looking around, and you're looking over at your brother, obviously, starting this ritual, and you kind of just shake your head at the insane amount of time that you realize it's going to take for this antenna to actually extend up out of his backpack to start this detect magic thing that he does. And as you're just kind of looking around the room, you suddenly look across the way, and were you, Alabaster, were you just kind of going over there to kind of find a little spot to rest for a moment, or?
I mean, I'm totally not chilling on the throne. That would be rude.
So as Alabaster is totally not chilling on the throne right now, Kellen, you happen to look over and you see that this is normally Corvoz's chair, and you can see that the other throne is for Nerkly, and you can see almost like a small hint of this movement for a moment, and as you kind of look over and you kind of squint your eyes, you suddenly see one of the arms of this chair reach up from behind. It like kind of drops down and reaches up from behind Alabaster and just grabs at the back of his neck as you guys suddenly see this huge maw open up out of this throne. You see these huge giant teeth open up out of it, and you see this huge tongue stretch up out of it as this mimic comes alive to try to eat your friend. It is going to get one opportunity attack, or one surprise attack, and then we are going to roll for initiative.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't sit in the throne.
I was about to invite you.
With advantage, sadly. That I think is going to hit.
Oh, that misses Brad. Oh, wait. No, that hits me.
Like bars cloak. The fuck is that?
So you suddenly just feel this thing club you from behind, right on the back of your shoulders and on the back of your head, as it just clubs you from behind, and instantly, let me see. The pseudopod, if the mimic is an object form, the target is subjected to its adhesive trait, which is the mimic adheres to anything that touches it. The creature is also grappled. So you find yourself, this thing just smashes you right on the back of your head, and it just like sticks to you, and you feel yourself just bodily being yarded towards this huge gaping maw, these gigantic teeth, as it just reaching out and trying to consume you whole.
This is a bad hug. Bad hug. Dislike.
This is a bad touch, guys. And this is also
get a really good favor from this.
This is also where we are going to take a quick 2-minute break. So go ahead and grab something to drink, potty break or anything like that, and we will get ourselves in a little combat here in a second. Go ahead and roll initiatives, guys. Let's do this.
Is the percentages, is that a tiebreaker mechanic, or
what happened?
We all have like 0.14, 0.16 at the end of our rolls.
I think so.
Oh yeah, that would be Dex for tiebreaker.
Your Dex score. I didn't know that I had turned that on. Okay.
I don't have it on mine.
Yeah, you have 18.11. Alright, so let's go ahead and begin combat.
Well, we're gonna pull out the great axe and attempt to smash that stupid mimic in its stupid head.
You see this chair, and it doesn't look like a chest, it looks like a throne, just like the other one, and this throne is trying to eat your friend.
And I guess I'm gonna smack the throne.
It's a mimic, it can look like whatever it wants to. Go ahead and roll that beautiful bean footage. 16.
22.
Makes a 22. That's gonna hit for sure.
For 15 damage.
Points of damage. Oh my goodness.
I said I was gonna smash him in his stupid face. And then I did.
So as you come forward with your great axe, as you smash down on this creature, definitely digs into that's gonna hit it for sure. Digs into what looks like the stone of this throne, and you see it just gash open, and you see blood, this kind of like dark purplish ichor just kind of spurt out of this thing. And you can tell that this is a being made of flesh and bone that can bleed and can die.
It's rude to lie about what you are.
Do you say that to the mimic?
Oh yeah, hands down.
Okay. Alright.
She was just impressed.
Yeah, that was a brutal hit. And that is at the end of your turn?
Yep.
Okay. Do you have an end turn button?
I already hit it. It says it's Jellen's turn for me.
Oh, Jellen, it is your turn, sir.
So, did we spend enough time in here for Jellen's Detect Magic to kick off?
I would say it has not been enough time now.
Okay.
I ruined that, sorry.
Then Jellen is going to...
I mean, you can sit there and do that if you want.
Negative. Jellen sees a mimic and goes, ah! He pulls like an abort, like ripcord. It just all the pieces of the antenna just falls right back into his backpack, and he just whips back out the crossbow.
And that collapses a lot faster than it goes out.
Well, yeah, destroying your Lego things takes a lot less time than building your Lego things.
That's the point.
To hit.
18 is going to be enough to hit. What do you guys do? Don't kill my monster so fast. Knock it off.
That is a full 10 points of damage.
Damn.
Like I
Guys.
said, Jellen's a monster.
I just want to eat your friend, guys. Knock it off. Alright, is there anything else you wanted to do for your turn, sir?
And then he ends his turn.
Okay. Alabaster, you have a sticky thing on the back of your shit. And a big old massive toothy maw stretching out at you. It wants to eat you.
With my crossbow feet, I can fire without disadvantage at close range.
Yeah?
So I am going to shoot it in its ugly mouth.
This thing is like half mouth. So.
Is Lanariel right next to him?
It's true.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that counts. Oh, yeah. That counts
It will for sneak attack.
It will for sneak attack. The 14's gonna hit. Did you see the excitement?
Oh, it didn't roll sneak attack.
Stop doing so much damage. Why doesn't it do damage?
Oh, you know what? I bet you I should have hit. Hold on. Ignore this roll. Wait, how do I do the damage?
Just roll 1d6 down below.
Yeah, just roll a d6.
We'll get that figured out. So your total damage is 9?
9.
Okay.
And with crossbow feet, I can make another one-handed attack as a bonus action. So I will do that with my rapier.
Okay. Guys, I'm not even gonna get to it. Eat him. Haha! That's a hit.
Alright.
For another 9 points.
For a total of 18.
Damn, you guys.
Which was more than the great axe. I'm sword.
Just pointed out.
Yeah, it also took
Weapon
you
guarding.
2 hits to do more damage than the great axe. So, like, that doesn't count.
I'm also traveling into its mouth at the moment.
Honestly,
Yeah.
if you couldn't hit it while you were like on your way into its mouth, I'd be very concerned.
So I literally shot it and stabbed it.
What were you gonna say, Quinn?
So weapon biting?
What?
You're on that
And that's
fighting
my turn.
now, you don't do extra. Just to have the Indigo's monster live out through some stuff.
What we didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, so it's just to have your monster try to survive a little bit more. Unless you have the 2-weapon fighting skill. Do you have 2-weapon fighting there, Alabaster? Fighting style?
Oh yeah, you don't get to add your modifier to the offhand attack.
Alright. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Oh, minus 3.
-3. Okay. Just so Indigo's monster doesn't die so quickly.
Yeah, you
That's
guys.
smart.
You guys are mean. All right, and is that the end of your turn, sir?
Yes, I skipped it.
Okay. Mr. Kellen. We're not even gonna get to the mimic. It gets to go last. That's fucked up.
I have no clue what affects the mimic, but I shall try this one, as it is a conjuration spell. Infestation. It is going to be DC 13.
Okay.
Constitution saving throw. Or take 1d6 poison damage and move in the right direction.
For Constitution.
So I conjure a storm of, like, biting gnats.
It fails. So as you start your magic, actually, roll me. That's right. That's right, Mr. Wizard. Guess what?
I'm a wizard, not a wild sorcerer, goddammit.
Yeah, but you're in Nomengard.
You, sir, are
You should
in
know this by now.
Nomengard. So, Nomengard hates you. No, Nomengard doesn't hate you. Where are my scene notes? Oh, they're there. Sorry. See. Yes, I'm dancing, so what?
Get it.
Okay, wild magic. Wild magic is kind of magic can't be controlled. Remember, guys, long been the source of it. This expensive spell slot or no? Is this a cantrip?
Cantrip.
It's a cantrip? Okay, so it's not going to affect this, actually. So it's only with spells of first level or higher, so you do have to spend a spell slot. And it's an additional effect that might occur, and then I have to roll to see what the additional effect is to the actual magic. So your spell is still going to work the way you want it to. There's just going to be something else that also happens whenever you do cast a first level or higher. So with the contagion, you suddenly see what kind of bugs are you trying to call out here?
I guess since we're underground, more so like I don't know,
centipedes and beetles and spiders. You just see all of these insects just like start crawling up out of nowhere and just like crawling up all over this mimic, and you see this thing start shuddering and shaking. Even this monstrosity is terrified of the creepy crawlies, and you see it take a step backward in this direction. Is it random? I'm sorry.
Random. It's 1d4 for a direction.
Let me see that.
1, so it does take a step back.
GM inspiration. I get inspiration for that.
Does that count as forced movement, or does it count as I get an opportunity attack?
I think it moved of its own accord.
That would be forced movement, wouldn't it?
It walked back itself.
No, because
it wasn't pushed back or thrown back.
Yeah, it does say it moved 5 feet, and it's not that it's pushed 5 feet.
Yeah.
Oh no, this movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Okay. So
yeah.
Poison.
Do I get dragged with it?
no, the pseudopod is still stuck to you. It kind of steps backwards, and you feel it kind of stretching, but it is still within that 5-foot reach of you. Okay. And it takes how much damage total? 5?
4 poison damage.
4 total?
Yep.
You guys need to stop hurting this thing.
No. How does that happen?
Yep. Okay, and that's the end of your turn?
Yep, I'm ending it right now.
So Dell, what does Dell want to do here?
Oh, man.
Got this thing off there!
Quick question: is that little thing at the bottom of my screen that's like moving, like it's like red? Is that like a turn time?
Yes.
Oh, that is pretty cool.
Indeed. Alright. Within 30 feet. Perfect. So, Dell pulls, he's got his warhammer, and you see him just kind of like touch his fist to his chest, and he mutters a quick prayer, and you suddenly feel like this radiance about you. You feel like this protective and connective energy flowing around you, and you can see it like kind of like coalesces down into this tendril that stretches across the room, and then you see another aura that's around Dell as well, and you see him kind of pull his hammer down, and he looks back up at the mimic, ready for combat. And he is actually going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. move to there, and you see him actually. He runs up and he gets and you can see that there's a little bit of remains of what used to be a throne sitting where the mimic was, and he kind of jumps over that and over the pseudopod, and he lands down next to this mimic with his mace out, and that. But sadly, that is going to give this mimic an opportunity to try to eat you!
Which two allies did he choose?
He chose himself and you.
Yeah.
But this thing wants to eat your face.
I mean, look at the face. I don't blame him.
He's just so modest.
Oh, and humble. We've already determined that.
Forget now. Alright, so let's do one of these. Why didn't it do the thing? Let's do one of these then. As it is going to, you feel this this sticky adhesive stuff that's all about on your shoulders and on your back and on the back of your head, and you feel it just all of a sudden just like pull you backwards, and you feel yourself being dragged up and over the back of this stone throne, and you see these teeth reaching out to try to consume you. What's your armor class? It's gonna hit.
Not 24 no more. It's 14.
All right. So you feel as you're pulled backwards, you suddenly can see your upper body, your head is being pulled into this wet, slimy orifice, and you see these huge teeth kind of like passing over your head, and suddenly it just chomps down as darkness kind of surrounds your vision as this thing bites into you for 12 points of damage.
So I'm down.
And you hear this scream, this muffled scream from inside the mimic's mouth, and then all of a sudden you see it as it basically swallows your friend up to his knees inside of this creature. You can still see Alabaster's lower legs and feet sticking out of this creature's mouth, but it seems to be trying to ingest the rest of him.
Not like this.
And that is going to bring us to the top of the order and Miss Lanariel.
Move up there to enjoy the loveliness of flanking.
It's true. So you're going to get a +2 to hit. So I do flanking. Okay. Beautiful 18 is definitely going to hit. Holy moly.
Damage.
For
16
maximum damage. So as
this thing is bit and trying to eat the only person in this party she actually likes.
So as you run over, you see him disappearing in, and you just cleave down with your battle axe into this thing, taking care, obviously, not to chop into your friend as well. As you kind of like aim towards the lower part of this thing, it just kind of cleaves right into this thing, and you see it just kind of, and as you can see a little bit more of Alabaster kind of in its gullet as it kind of screams out, and it just kind of falls over to the ground, and as it dies, it kind of just, I think it turns into like this kind of gray, formless blob, and as it does so, you see Alabaster's body just kind of like there with like all of this slime and ooze like all over the upper part of his body, all the way down to his knees, as this creature just kind of melts off of him across the floor.
Someone's paying for my fancy bath.
Someone should probably get the wine.
And that.
Well, can't you do something about this?
I can help you.
So, that is definitely going to end combat. And as you guys do see, your friend is on the ground and laying in a puddle of mimic at the moment. You see Dell. He says, forget the wine. As he kind of kneels down. And I will spell left here. So we are going to cure this other guy. For 7 points. So as you are laying there, you suddenly come awake and you see Dell kind of like leaning over you, and he's kind of got his hand on your chest, and you just can all of a sudden and you feel like around your midsection, you can feel the wounds as they're kind of knitting together as they start to close, as the blood starts to coagulate. It still hurts. You're still injured, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna go up and hug Dell and like spin him around. Thank you, sir.
Now getting all that mimic goo all over him.
There was a benefit to that, you know.
Okay. So as you're kind of getting up, as you kind of go to embrace him or whatever, and spin him around, he just kind of like stops and he's like, maybe next time I won't be so quick.
Sorry about that. I was just very happy that you were able to raise me. I didn't see the light. I got kind of scared.
What the fuck was that?
Well, that was a famous Alabaster hug.
Oh no, I think he's talking about the throne coming alive.
Not that. This mess on the floor.
Prove that the king ain't crazy?
It looks like goo now.
Perhaps the carpet did try to eat.
I mean, but this isn't the carpet. This was the throne. Like, you do know there's a difference, right?
But if it could perfectly mimic
if it could shape change, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's dead. That's all that matters.
Jellen would like to inspect the goo, the remnants, as best that he could.
Okay.
And remind me, I don't ever want to be king.
Seems like way too much responsibility, honestly.
And your throne tries to kill you.
Yeah, that's not ideal. I feel like I would want like a really comfy chair that, didn't want me dead.
A beanbag.
Maybe with a little more back support.
Wait, you sit on back?
Or a hammock. A hammock sounds good.
Ooh, and then like my subjects could bring me like drinks. That would be great. I would love that. That'd be so good.
There's that biography I was looking for.
As you can tell, the death just totally is gone from Alabaster. He's like now thinking about like hammocks and drinks and grapes.
Did you want Jellen to roll anything to see if he can discern anything from this goo to try and determine if what this creature is anything about it, or does he just not know?
Yes.
Can we put our two heads together as I go over there and help him?
Yeah. I'm actually going to use the that idea that Connor had with the assisting thing. You guys can roll individually if you want as well. If you wanted to roll Arcana, just to know if you know about these creatures or anything like that, you're welcome to do that just from your wizardly studies.
Cool. Arcana incoming.
If you want to roll an investigation for picking through the goo, you are, and you do see like some, like there's organs and stuff like that, but like the flesh and the bones part of this creature seems to have just kind of dissolved into this globby mess.
Jellen takes his goggles, puts them down, hits a little couple switches and toggles and buttons, and they come alight, and he casts guidance on himself.
Okay.
And then he does the investigation.
Okay. I would say that go ahead and roll that investigation. Okay. Kellen, I would say that with that 12, that you have heard of these creatures before. You've heard of a mimic, and you know that it is something that can, obviously change its shape. It feeds on flesh. It hunts by surprise. It's a surprise predator. And I'd say that's probably about all that you would know with the 12. With the 19 investigation, you definitely are going to find some remnants of, mostly decayed leather, some metal bits, things like that, that would have come off of gnomish kind of gear, clothing, and things like that, little breast beads, things of that nature, amongst the ruins of this. I would also say that you would probably find about 13 silver pieces.
Hey. Get coin every day.
Get that coin. Get that coin.
Civil more problems.
I think that's actually platinum. I feel like you don't really have problems until you have plat.
Just silver levels, not problems. Okay. So
If I had platinum, do you think I'd be covered in mimic goo?
I mean, if you were sitting on the throne, even if you had platinum, yeah.
Probably wouldn't be in Doma Garden.
Okay, that's fair.
Anyways, important point. The king's not crazy. Mimics are a thing.
I surmised the same thing. I believe that this is some sort of a living polymorph that took the form of the rug and attacked the king. One of the kings.
Yeah.
Okay, but does that mean now we have to be worried about everything?
do you think there's only one of these things in here?
Nope.
Wait, which one of us were you saying no to? You think there's more than one in here, or you think?
Oh no, I mean no. We don't have to worry. No, we don't have to worry about everything. That's just being paranoid.
I would disagree. I believe she has a very good point. We don't know if we're suffering an infestation in Nomengard, or if this was a isolated incident.
I'm gonna poke everything with a stick then.
Understand?
I'm gonna.
Yes, the
I'll make
scientific
sure
method.
my glaive is out and just start stabbing things, just in case.
Okay, so as Lanariel starts going around the room stabbing various objects, Del kind of pokes around in this mess as well, kind of looking at some of these organs, and says, "Oi, wizard.
Hmm?
Think any of this stuff could be used for some of your reagents that you use?"
It's actually a really good thought. 1 second. I'm gonna come over and start taking a closer look.
Okay. Roll a nature check. Actually, go ahead and roll another Arcana check.
Cancel nature. You are Arcana.
For this specifically. Much better roll. As you start looking through with this kind of insight in mind, looking at these guts, you do notice this one particular organ that it almost seems to be still in the process of changing and like fading in color, and it seems to be the last bit of this creature that is still having this kind of transitionary or changing effect.
I mean, that might be useful as I pick it up.
Okay, it's kind of still stuck in the, you'd have to cut it out of the rest of the slime and the gristle and attaching the hooks.
Anything useful on my cloak you want? And I'm like brushing the slime off onto the floor.
Lanariel is stepping very far away from Alabaster because she wants none of that goo on her.
Do the work, dog.
And he'd still be very gingerly moving, having, these huge bite marks basically still not quite healed all the way, but the deepest part of the injuries have been healed through the magic.
Yeah, go ahead and pull out a dagger and cut through all the gristle and stuff.
Okay.
Surprisingly, I guess, seeing everybody thinks I'm just like a normal wizard, I think people maybe be a little surprised how okay I am with the gristle and stuff.
Well, you guys are planning to open some kind of a shop, boy.
Yep, and we need all the materials we could possibly use, and an organ that changes color and shape and texture. Probably something I could use, and some magical stuff.
Perhaps something you could sell as well, maybe.
That's an amazing idea for the Boomsparkle's Emporium of fantastic inventions and wondrous magical effects. Ugh.
I mean, who doesn't want a magical effect unless you change? I mean, if we could distill this maybe and put it into potion stuff, women could change their hair colors, people could change their skin colors. It'd be really cool.
We could synthesize it, and we could figure out how to meld it into different clothing, and you could have clothes that just change a reaction to the simple touch of a certain button. You could just, boom, new outfit.
Less button, more command word, and yes.
The wizards have spells that can turn a person to a frog or something, right?
Yep, that's up there.
Yes.
Wait, you're a witch?
Wizard. I'm a wizard.
There's a very small difference between the two.
No, witches are female.
That's not true.
That is sexist. Wizards can be women.
I didn't say
And
wizards.
witches can be
I
better.
said witches.
We had
Witches are
that were
women.
plural.
Witches are how you refer to a female.
Witches can be
Spellcaster.
men. Witches can be other. Really.
Men who follow the path of witchery are called warlocks.
Oh, here we go again.
So
You better be listening
so
to
you're
Mom
saying-
too much.
I'm gonna go tell the king that we killed his little rug throne.
So-
I don't
so
know.
you're
I'm
saying
gonna
that-
tell him that we killed something.
I'll join you.
So basically, what y'all saying is, I found the king's problem and
Almost died? Yeah.
And
Almost
you
died.
solved it.
I never saw the light.
Yeah, good job, lad. And he pats you on the back a little bit too hard, kind of aggravates the wounds a little bit.
And under my breath, I was slightly like, "I'll kill you."
I just saved your life.
Oh, he didn't hear me.
I'll cut you later. All right. Okay. Alabaster, go ahead and roll me a perception check while you kind of stretch, like from the pain a little bit in your side as you're kind of like, oh, stretch a little bit. Oh, that was almost a 15. Did you see it roll?
You know that die
15,
roll?
10.
Nope.
That die roll is a little stressful. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
oh.
I know. Like, it's gonna go. Fuck. Don't touch it. Don't breathe too hard. So that 13, huh?
Yeah, it's a 13 because I'm still like very proud of myself making these two fight about witches and warlocks and wizards and shit.
13 is going to be enough. Okay. So you suddenly, as you're kind of like, he pats you on the back and you're kind of like, oh, fucking cut you. And you kind of like open your eyes and you just look over at the wall and you notice this seam that just seems just slightly out of place in the wall.
I will. What would I do there? I will push on it and see if anything happens.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation check. I'll give you advantage on this one.
And witches have a negative connotation, while wizards are more neutral.
So basically, what you're
Let it
saying is
go!
all women are witches. Is that what you're saying?
That's not what I'm saying. That's what you said.
Don't witches though have like magical ability? Because I don't have magical ability, so all women can't be witches.
I never said that.
You're in so much trouble.
Witchery is a type of craft of magic.
It has more of a negative connotation, and it's not really like accepted by the university.
Is that because women are the only ones that practice it, according to you?
No, I told you, witches are the female, warlocks are the males. There are males practicing.
So now there can't even be female warlocks?
No, because the warlock is the male version of it. Like as you refer to a man as a male and a woman as a female,
some elves,
same thing.
Because there are definitely some female warlocks.
Again,
Kellen, learn the silence spell. Learn silence.
Cast it on yourself.
I cast it on the rest of you putting words in my mouth.
But I mean, the ones you're saying is stupid enough anyways.
They're not stupid, it's just how it is done!
Hey, Alabaster, what'd you find?
So all this arguing is kind of going on as Alabaster's working over here. And you're just kind of like, okay, click, as you push this little rock in. And you suddenly see this door kind of shift in as you discover.
I found the door. Secret door. Maybe the treasure.
Oh, thank goodness.
I like treasure.
But I was gonna say, you two gnomes, you owe Lanariel and I some drinks when we get back to town.
I don't know why I owe you a drink when you're the one who put himself in danger by sitting on the throne. You had no right to sit on it.
Kellen wants to walk in front, or Jellen wants to walk in front of Kellen.
I literally proved your king.
Deal, drinks.
I proved your king wasn't crazy, and she massacred that mimic thing.
Absolute decimation. It was amazing.
I mean, we all helped a little bit, you know.
We all did, but again...
But did we?
We did. How dare you?
I mean, everybody actually did it pretty well. Yeah, but those bugs did stuff. Like, just because his opinions are terrible doesn't mean what he did is terrible.
It's not my opinion, it's fucking fact!
Is there an actual doorway that we can see in the back?
You made a scary thing covered in bugs, so you made a scary thing scarier.
Is there an actual doorway that will open up in this map that we can see? Okay.
There's that.
Yes, well, let's be off then. And you can tell Dell's clearly trying to change the conversation.
But they're facts, goddammit, they're facts!
He got his prejudice from his mom. I'm
not being prejudiced, it's a fact!
Female warlocks exist.
As do male witches.
Alright, so you find another... It seems like a dead end in front of you, Alabaster. Can you see anything?
Gnomes.
Can you even see?
Nothing in front of me.
Jellen will break out a ball bearing and use magical tinkering to make it a light source.
Okay.
And hand it.
Yeah,
to
like I said, I can see everything behind me. Like I see, Jellen, and then I just can't see nothing in front of me.
So he's gonna hand it to Alabaster as a light source.
There you go.
Okay. You're gonna hold the light source?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Oh, you had a torch on. You weren't supposed to have a torch on.
Well, I'm gonna say someone must have had a torch on last week.
I probably did.
And turn my torch off.
Oh, Dell had a torch on too. Alright, so I'm glad you have a torch because Dell wouldn't be able to see anything. Alright, so go ahead and with your light source, go ahead and roll an investigation check. And just following logic, I would say go ahead and roll with advantage again, just because this isn't just going to be a tunnel that goes nowhere.
15.
15 is good enough. You see another seam, and then quickly find another little latch that opens the door from the side.
Click.
Okay. So as you locked on new ass again.
Funny
You gotta
because
open it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So funny because you said click, and then Indigo actually made the click noise at the same time.
It was perfect.
Really perfect.
So as you
I'm in the
step
bedroom.
You're in Bordeaux. As you step in there, you see this gnome sitting at the edge of his bed, and you see bottles all around this gnome, and he's kind of sitting there with his head down, and he's got this bottle of wine in his hands, and you all of a sudden look over, and you see this other gnome that is bound and gagged on this purplish chaise lounge, sitting at, and this other one is sitting there kind of with his head down, holding a bottle of wine, and you see empty bottles of wine strewn all across this room.
Alabaster will look at the scene and be like, I do not judge, kink shame what you guys do, but if you got more wine, I will take it.
And you see the head snap up. He says, "Hey, you invader! Intruder! He's gonna eat me!"
Jellen's gonna squeeze past Alabaster, and
Your Highness, it's me, Jellen Boomsparkle, and my brother Kellen. He's part of my adventuring party. We heard that there was an issue, and I think we may have solved it.
Is it really you?
I solved it.
Throws a bottle at you.
I don't know what I do. Do I try to dodge the bottle or?
I don't know. Do you try and dodge the bottle?
Is the bottle full?
You see wine kind of arcing out in a circular spray.
I guess try to duck it.
Okay. He's drunk, so
I'm
I'm gonna give him disadvantage. Let's do.
There was just one job to do, and it all came down to you, and you screwed the pooch.
Fumble. So as he steps up, so he's holding his bottle. He says, "Prove it's you!" And he goes to throw it, and he smashes the bottle on the back of his own head, and you see wine just kind of spray everywhere as glass shards just kind of shatter all around him, and he just goes, "Ah!" And he falls to the ground unconscious.
Oh my god.
Sir, I would have drank that.
Okay, so what kind of weird shit is happening in here? Because this is way not cool.
Some BDSM stuff.
Putting two and two together, we have a man who's scared for his life because he was almost eaten by what apparently used to be a mimic. I think he's let paranoia get to him as he drank, trying to calm his nerve, but he drank too much, and now he's drunk. And probably tied up that guy trying to say he was maybe a mimic.
You are a better detective than I. I thought you were in bondage.
You see this other gnome that's on this purple chaise lounge over here, and he's got wide eyes, and he's kind of looking over at you. And as Kellen is speaking, he's like, and just nodding vigorously in your direction.
We should probably untie him. I mean, that can't be comfortable.
Oh, it could be.
Just untie the man.
Let's do some weird shit. All right.
Alabaster's on a tangent.
And he keeps saying gnomes are weird.
I mean, everybody in this party is weird. Let's face it.
How dare you?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm
Alabaster's
perfectly
just a
normal.
free spirit.
I'm a normal guy.
It's the ale talking. I'm sorry. I'll have more.
Dal, can you take a look, maybe apply some light medicine to Corbaz?
I don't know if I got anything that can fix his current condition.
Is Corbaz unconscious?
Corbuz is unconscious. He seems to have knocked himself out with this wine bottle in his drunken state and fell face first into a puddle of wine. So you see, obviously a couple of bottles go clinking across the room. Dell walks up to him, stands up next to you here, Jellen, kind of inspects him a little bit, and then you suddenly hear from the Gnomish King, and Dell just kind of, ain't nothing a little bit of sleep shouldn't fix.
Okay.
Maybe turn him over so, he's not face down in the puddle.
Yeah, he kind of props him up on his side. Actually, he picks him up and lays him back on this greenish lounge over here. And then, obviously, Nerkly is still kind of sitting in his binds.
Jellen would like to try to unbind, or first he takes the gag out of Nerkly.
Your Highness, are you okay?
Takes the gag out of his mouth.
Well, that took forever. I've been tied up here for like 3 days.
Oh my God! What happened?
He thinks everybody's trying to eat him. He thinks I'm trying to eat him. He thinks everything's trying to eat him.
That makes sense. We just encountered a polymorphic creature that was turned into your throne and it tried to eat my buddy Alabaster over here. We killed it.
It was me. It wanted to eat me.
It's real.
Mimic's real.
It was a real
Call the
thing.
mimic.
It was.
So he's not mad?
Nope.
No.
So he did this to me for no reason? As he just starts struggling against the ropes.
Jellen
there
was
was a
gonna
reason.
unbind him, but then he kind of stops while he's thrashing about.
Get me out of here! I order you,
Okay.
Zoot King! Get me out! Release me now!
Calm down, Your Highness. Calm down. I'll help you right now.
And Jellen would like to try to undo his ropes bindings.
Okay. You don't have to roll or anything, as long as he stops thrashing. You're able to get him unbound from these ropes, and the gag, of course, get off him as he sits up, kind of like throwing off the rest of these ropes that are on him. Just, terrible. I want a divorce after this.
Sir, Your Highness, please. It was a very... you have to understand where he was coming from.
He tied me up for 3 days.
It was probably, the drink, right? He started drinking first before this happened, right?
Well, it's not like he's always haven't had this problem with his drinking, but this is just going too far.
You know what? This really isn't our place to interfere.
Okay.
I would like to introduce you, Your Highness, to the Boomsparkle's adventuring party. Alabaster, Del, Lanariel, and we have...
Lanariel and Alabaster absolutely lock eyes over Boomsparkle's adventuring party with excuse me, what now?
I would totally
Yes.
sneak up to next to Jellen and give him a low five. Yeah, that's right.
As Alabaster's looking at all the bottles on the ground for something that has wine in it, he's like, what?
Lanariel starts just poking everything in the room with her glaive just in case.
Del just shakes his head. You do notice that this bottle here next to you on the bed rest there seems to have wine in it still. It seems to be corked and unopened.
Oh, well, it's uncorked now.
Okay. So as you start drinking away the trauma of your mimic, almost becoming mimic food, you're in there you had this much left. You had little feet sticking out.
Oh, I've already forgotten about it. What was it?
What almost ate me?
Don't dwell on the past.
He's a rogue. We don't do that sort of thing.
There's a lie.
It depends on the rogue, I suppose. Only if the past come back to haunt you, that's when you gotta remember these things that you were trying not to remember.
Only if you have a bad past.
Like Dwarvish Durgar.
I plead the fifth.
All right. So Nerkley does kind of sit up. Will he be okay then?
We don't know. We don't know if this was the only creature about that's infested that's showed up in Nomengar. We don't even know where it's coming from.
But if you're talking about the other, your partner there, Dell said he just needs to sleep it off.
Yes, I did mean Corvus, of course, but
Everything will be fine. We've killed the beast. There's no more beasts in the lair. We be good. So this favor, I thought I'd be owed.
Yes. I mean, obviously, we do owe you quite a bit for the service. But what did you have in mind, sir?
Oh, we could just say you owe me one, and if I come to collect one day, you would just do it.
Well, one day I may call upon you.
Well, yes, I would say that collectively we definitely do owe the Boomsparkle's company quite a debt of service in the future. If you were to come to us as a group, then we would be happy to bestow, some sort of a boon or assistance, however we may, upon your company.
We may contact you via communique. I've been working on a system of electronics using radio waves so that we can just instantly contact each other from great distances.
Well, that would be quite the feat, young Jellen. Sorry, I am a bit out of sorts. I haven't eaten for some bit and have a mite of thirst. Might I have some of that wine?
Oh, I'm quite sorry. It is gone.
He just kind of like drops his head a little bit.
Does anybody have a water skin? Or...
I do. Here. I'll hand over the water skin.
Okay.
It's better for you anyways.
He definitely takes a long pull on it. Says, yes. Very much needed. Is there a servant or guard? Something around here somewhere. I think I'd have loads of these things.
Your security is quite lacking.
Well, many of the guards are out trying to find this rug of slaying, or creature that you say this thing was.
A throne of slaying.
A throne?
Well, it may have changed form to better, it doesn't want to do the same act twice.
Yeah, it's an ambush predator.
Naughty bite.
Yeah, it's an ambush predator. It's called a mimic. It can pretty much take shapes of different things, like willy-nilly. It sort of lies in wait.
So one of those things could be anything in here, anyway.
That's why I'm
you.
stabbing stuff.
Seems like a logical conclusion.
Agreed.
I mean, that bed you're upon could be a mimic.
You see him walking around with it?
Stab the bed just immediately.
Your Highness, it would have eaten you by now if it was a mimic.
Oh, it's playing the long game.
Nothing in here is obviously a mimic. I'm quite sure Lanariel stabbed everything in the room, and
that was a very expensive lounge.
Everything's got holes in it.
Hey, at least it was the glaive and not the great axe.
Worth it. But perhaps we should. It would be a good idea to inform the guard of the situation, so that as a unit, as a team, everybody can spread out and check everything and on a normal basis in case there are more shape-changing monsters about.
But use a pole.
Place
Like,
that
use
guards.
like a 10-foot pole.
Use like
That
a
way,
pole!
there's no. Because it sort of latched on to Alabaster, right? The Alabaster was kind of stuck to you.
At the mention
Yes,
of a
it was
pole,
quite the fan of me.
It attacked you.
Oh yeah, he almost got eaten. Like fully. Like it was up to his. He was like down its gullet, like up to his legs.
I am gonna owe so many apologies.
See, there's goo right here. As I put it.
I mean, I'll take some wine and some gold. Apologies you can keep.
I meant to Carbos. I called him mad. I called him mad and said that he was acting so crazy, locking I was so mean to him. But what am I saying? He tied me up.
Like there were mistakes on everybody's part.
Here, because the two brothers here are kind of mad themselves.
I am not mad.
But in a good way.
I'm not mad.
At the mention of that, and at the earlier mention of pole, Jellen was already swinging around the extendable pole and retracting it and extending it.
So you got you need a 10-foot pole like this, and then you can hit everything you need.
Extend pole, extend pole.
Okay, Jellen, calm down.
I read my case.
Yes, well, the Boomsparkles are very important in the city, and they do great works to further our causes.
Chest pops up.
So, what shall the Boomsparkles Adventuring Company be up to next then?
Well, we
Collecting our
have.
gold.
Voting on a new name, I think, is like rule 1 at this point.
What do you mean? That name that is a proud name to go by. It speaks
It's a
wondrous
good name.
things.
It's a good name, but if we're going to continue being a cohesive unit, which I hope we will be, I would like to open up the voting so that we could all be on the same page.
Oh, way to support your girlfriend there, lad.
Nosebleed. Hey, Jellen, are you betraying me for a woman?
I did it! I did.
Jellen runs out.
You can't just run away every time this comes up.